Hey, what is up guys? So by the time this video gets published on the 11th of June 2021, it will be the first anniversary of this YouTube channel where I have posted weekly videos for 52 weeks straight, none fail. And coincidentally and shamelessly, it is also my birthday. Yay! Anyways, this video will be slightly different than my usual finance and investment kind of videos. Actually, totally different. So hopefully the YouTube algorithm will spare me some mercy, but to hell with the algorithm. In this video, I will share with you 5 lessons that I've learned after working consistently on YouTube for almost a year, actually over a year already, or dare I say working as a YouTuber. Regardless whether you are interested to start your own YouTube channel or you are just genuinely curious what this young man has done for his past entire year on this YouTube platform, then please stay until the end because I'm sure you will gain something out of it. So without further ado, let's jump right into the first lesson that I've learned. Time management is all about priority. I am not generalizing everyone, but a lot of people that I know, including the old me, often give ourselves excuse for not having enough time, too much work on hand, too busy with our family or whatever that is. But when we think of it, all of us actually have the equal 24/7 and you really have time. Trust me, you have time. I used to think that my 9 to 6 job was everything. In fact, it was not even 9 to 6, it was actually 9 to 8 p.m. and I would leave office around 8 o'clock and by the time I reach home, it will be around 8:30 to 9 o'clock. The time that I had remained after getting home was barely enough for me to have dinner and maybe play some PlayStation 4 or maybe watch some Netflix dramas, and that's it. I would call it a day. And I would rinse and repeat this for 2 years until COVID-19 hit. And let's be honest, it's not because I'm too tired working my day job and that's why I need to play my games, but it was actually an escape from my hectic life that was actually draining me from within. I was directionless, or to say I was aimless, and I totally didn't know what I was doing with my life. All I know was to work hard, wait for that monthly paycheck, wait for that increment, wait for that bonus, and rinse and repeat, and that is my life. When we had our first lockdown back in March 2020, I'm sure you can relate. We had a lot of time working from home and I really had the opportunity to really ponder and think what I wanted from life, what I wanted from work, you know, all those kind of stuff. It was not until May where I thought I can't be doing nothing, so I said screw it. I bought my first MacBook, which I still remember it was around 4,299 ringgit. So on hindsight, I thought it was actually a very stupid financial decision because that laptop is hell of expensive. So long story short, when I got the MacBook, I installed all the softwares, all the video editing softwares, photo editing softwares, and watched tons and tons of reviews and tutorials and just kept on grinding until the month of June. Then I posted my first YouTube video, and at that time it was actually CMCO or partial lockdown, and my company actually asked us to go back to office and work as usual. So we were actually back as usual in the 9 to 6 routine. I remember every day after work around 7 o'clock, I would rush home walking from the LRT station and I was sweating, and I would just rush home to my small little apartment to edit my videos, edit my thumbnail, and continue the grind. And I kid you not, this was all I have back then. I didn't have any extra room to wiggle or do anything extra. It was not until 1 or 2 months later into my YouTube channel, I finally decided that, you know what, let's just YOLO all in. I went and bought my first camera, which I didn't even have any clue how to use all of the functions. Then I texted my family that I'm moving into my current condominium so that I can have more room to create my content without all of those constraints. And the next thing you know, here I am today. And this is actually some pictures of me trying to decide which canvas would look better for my channel. I sent this to my friends to ask for some decoration advice, and yeah, the rest was really history. And as time goes by, when this YouTube channel picked up some speed, my priority shifted and it was natural for me to spend more time and eventually burning through my weekends, even until today, to meet those weekly deadlines. And that is on top of the various freelancers deadlines that is also chasing me from behind. So just to sum up this point, I think all of us have time. It is just how you prioritize things in your life. Ask yourself, is this 9 to 6 job really your priority? Is that bonus or increment or promotion really worth the effort to keep you hooked and dangled for the entire year, for you to find out that there's no bonus because the company was going through some rough patch due to the pandemic or whatever that is? Anyways, I don't want to sound so negative, but just one word: priority. If you prioritize something, you will definitely have time for it. Stop making excuses for yourself. The second lesson that I've learned from this online career is to review and reflect yourself on a consistent basis. Honestly, I think the ability or the willingness to review and reflect upon ourselves will really push us towards greater heights. And let's not take this for granted. Some people that I know in my life are effectively living in their own world, and if you have met someone like this in your life before, I'm sure you know what I'm trying to say already. And let me share with you something. For every weekly Friday videos that I've posted online, I make sure it was the best version of me at that point of time, be it scripting, structure, content, video editing, presentation, lighting, color grading, thumbnail, whatever that is. I will make sure that it was the best version at that point of time. But fast forward in time, it allowed me to grow and look back at my previous work, and to be honest, some of my work was really mediocre and subpar at best, and I am fully aware of it. I think the point that I'm trying to make here is that self-awareness is a very powerful yet very underrated trait that one can have. And instead of blaming others for not appreciating your work, try to instead think how you could do better, and I think that mindset will really bring us very far in life. And one of my favorite author, James Clear, which is the writer of these Atomic Habits, said that a lack of self-awareness is poison, reflection and review is the antidote. What he really meant was pay attention to your progress and don't get too self-absorbed. Sometimes when I thought some of my videos were really good, it turned out not to be the case. Case in point, my previous Tesla video where I dissected its business model, and I thought the 20 minutes video packed a punch. I literally used more than 20 hours to research and write my script, and I even consulted early Tesla investors to verify my script. I genuinely thought that was one of my most well-written script that I ever made, and all in all, that video took me more than 40 hours to make, and I even had to take 2 annual leave to complete that video. The result, that video ended up being one of my least viewed video in my entire YouTube channel, and after a few weeks of reviewing, I realized I made a couple of mistakes that I wasn't aware of at that point of time. First of all, the video was actually a little bit out of trend because no one was searching for Tesla already. Second mistake, I posted out of my usual Friday 4 PM routine, and that at a point of time it was actually MCO 2.0 and everyone was working from home, so I wanted to take advantage of the work from home crowd, so I posted at 9 o'clock that day. And apparently no one actually watches YouTube videos when they work from home in the morning, and I literally just destroyed the entire video with this mistake. The third mistake was actually the title of the video. I kept changing the title of the video because I was unsure what was the best for it. For a while I named it Tesla, the Unicorn of the Century, and 30 minutes later when the view was really bad, I had to rename it to something like the 6 business modes of Tesla. And after a while the views are still really bad, so I had to rename it to the current title, Tesla, everything you need to know about this disruptive company. But let's just say it was a little bit too late already. The YouTube algorithm has already killed that video. I sucked it up, learned from my mistake, reflected on it, and swear to God I will never make the same mistakes again. But anyway, all said and done, it wasn't that bad after all. When someone asks me why I'm so bullish about Tesla, at least I have a video that I can point them towards too, right? The third lesson that I've learned is money is not everything. I know this can be controversial, or that I'm just blessed to be in this position to say that money is actually just a tool and it is not everything. The moment I detach my emotions from money, I think I gain more money in return instead. I'll just speak for myself. I think creators like me are blessed with a lot of opportunities in the form of affiliates, sponsorships, advertisements, and etc. And I don't want to sound like I'm trying to make myself look good or whatsoever, but I think if I accepted most of those requests that come into my inbox, I would be easily making a decent 5-figure monthly income just from those commissions alone. But as some of you know already, I rejected most of them, and I hold a pretty high standard when it comes to the products or advertisers that I choose to work with. And I'm sure there are a few more local content creators that we all know and love do the same too, and I have mad respect for them. I always think that if I don't use the product, or at the very least I don't like the product or the brand, then I will never introduce them to my viewers. And rightfully so, some of you actually felt that consciously or unconsciously, which is why you are returning back to my video, and for that I genuinely like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. This channel would be nothing without you guys. Of course, it is nice to have extra money to support me financially, but at the end of the day, money will not be the motivation of this channel, and you can have my word on that. And also, you can apply this to whichever venture you are in. Trust me on this one, Anything that is motivated or driven by money will fail eventually at some point of time. So try not to associate yourself with money too much, especially if you want to achieve long-term success. And I really mean it when I said it. And lesson number 4, which is trust in the process. I guess I'm in a blessed position to say that my channel finally found some traction and that I can have more confidence to deliver better and more interesting content to you guys. And that is all thanks to you guys for that relentless support and motivation that you all have commented down below. And let me share with you something that I've never told anyone before. I've actually broken down a few times in the course of building this YouTube channel, and by breaking down I mean I fell into very deep depression, a very deep and dark depression that my mind would constantly criticize me and I would feel guilty for resting. I remember when I had around 300 subscribers last November, my channel's growth was so stagnant and I would constantly fall into depression and just basically cannot sleep, and I would kept thinking in the middle of the night, how can I do better? What better content can I create? You know, what would make me go viral? What would be the best content, best title? What did I do wrong? All those kind of stuff will bug me, and all those dark thoughts actually consume me from within. I know I sound really dramatic for such a small YouTube channel with 300 subscribers at that point of time, but trust me, I gave my heart and soul for every single YouTube videos that I post every week. On theory, yes, I can just quit and acknowledge that I don't have the right skill or right talent or the luck for doing all of this. But quitting wasn't an option to me, because that would mean that I have to fall back to the dreadful treadmill of my 9 to 6 routine, which let's just say I didn't really want to. And thankfully, I never gave up. I just trusted the process. I remembered why I started the channel and just held on until this one particular Friday video that I posted on my YouTube channel. How to buy US stocks in Malaysia/Singapore. I believe most of you must have seen or heard that video by now. When I was filming that video, I was actually on a high fever, no thanks to my throat infection, and I literally had to whack 2 Panadols Actifast every 3 hours, because if not, I would start shivering in cold and wouldn't be able to meet the deadline. The result, I think it speaks for itself. That is like my first breakthrough after posting on YouTube for almost 6 months, and dare I say, my life changed after that video. The day after that video went live, I attended Mr. Money TV's live stream because I think he noticed what I was doing with my small little channel back then. Mind you, back then I was actually a 300 subscribers channel, whereas Mr. Money TV's channel was about 40,000 subscribers. So in theory, it is nuts for a channel that big of a size to even invite people like me to attend his live recording session, because obviously he runs the risk of me not being interesting enough or just not being able to deliver up to the standard of his production. But thankfully, I don't know if Peter had an eye for good talents just like how he had for good stocks. That one single live session boosted my channel from 300 subscribers to over 500 subscribers. And on top of the so-called hit video that I just posted like 1 day ago, the rest was really history. And frankly, I owe it a lot to the Mr. Money TV's team. So if you are in the midst of a rough patch or almost give up on something that you have been working on, I would say just trust in the process. To hell with it. Don't let the difficulties stop you. Show them who's boss, and I'm sure you'll emerge stronger on the other side. And as Winston Churchill once said, the pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. So just let that sink in. The fifth and final lesson that sounds really simple but very often underrated is to remember to have fun. I want to make a very bold statement here. A lot of us are actually living a life that is prescribed to us, sort of like running on a hedonic treadmill. Study hard, get good grades, land on a nice job, get promoted, get bonus and increment, buy a nice car, buy a nice house, and just work hard until you retire and enjoy your life after that. I mean, really, do you want to wait until you are 40, 50, 60 or 70 to start enjoying your life? Well, according to World Bank, the life expectancy of an average Malaysian is 76 years. And not to mention the amount of shit that we consume, such as processed foods, fast foods, Bluetooth signals, infrared, radiation. I would say that the actual numbers for millennials today, including myself, would most probably be, touch wood, lesser than that. I'm not a scientist and I know this sounds like a stupid statement to make, but the point I'm trying to make here is life is short. You only get to live once. Do you really want to work a 9 to 6 job constantly under pressure just to get the extra bit of promotion, bonus, increment, just so that at the end of it you are able to retire and enjoy your life? Definitely not me. Look, I'm not saying that 9 to 6 is bad. It is a low risk, low reward approach towards life. And in fact, I can tell you that if you want to work on a freelance basis, it is actually a 24/7 grind instead of 9 to 6. I know skeptics will say that I'm living in my own la la land and I'm nuts to even say this. But if you just pause and think for yourself, this is actually the kind of mindset that employers want to instill in you so that you can be a constant operational expense to them while they multiply their own profits. And at the end of the day, most 9 to 6 employees are replaceable, or dare I say the worst case, disposable. Look, you can have fun while working your 9 to 6 job. I have nothing against that. And same goes to side hustles where you can also have fun too. I can attest to you, even though making weekly YouTube videos like this are grueling and it takes 20 to 30 hours a week, I genuinely have fun making them, to the point that I'm willing to stay up until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning just editing my videos. Look, no one forced me to do it. I'm doing it willingly. And sometimes I will be trying to take that perfect thumbnail shot for 2 hours just to find out at the end of the day I don't like any of them and just trash them away. Crazy, right? But let's just say if you find your why, you will find your how. I found my why, and this is my newfound passion for me to spread positivity and hopefully inspiration towards people. And genuinely, nothing beats the satisfaction of receiving positive feedbacks from all of you awesome people. So those are the 5 key lessons that I've learned throughout my 12 months journey on YouTube. And actually I have a lot more to share, but it's impossible for me to fit all of them into this 10-20 minutes video. Would I do it again knowing the pains and gains that I will go through after all of this? Hell yes. Before I end this video, I would like to extend my gratitude towards those people that have helped me or taught me stuff throughout this 12 months journey. And rest assured, I will still disturb you guys because you guys are too damn good in whatever you are doing. You know who you are. And of course, as I've said multiple times already in this video, you, the viewers that have watched, liked, disliked, subscribed, commented, share, or whatever that is, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for empowering me to be able to do all of this, and rest assured I will do even better after this. So that is all from me for now. This is my 1 year video and I hope you gained something out of it. And if you did, a little like and subscribe will be very much appreciated. Once again, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, stay invested, stay awesome, and as usual, I will see you in the next one.